Hello friends, quick video today. I guess we could call it call this video why you can never have enough power supplies. A device under test right now, it's one of these speaker relay protection circuits that also has a DC protection circuit in here built in and a time delay for these relays that should essentially provide a delay contact to the speakers after power on. This module goes into the Sony TA-8550. If you watch my videos, also could fit into the TA-8650 integrated amp. I did send one of these to one of my friends with the NPN transistor in here in the circuit versus a PNP. So pain in the butt because he had to mount it and realize the circuit doesn't work. And again, I got myself to a bind there by actually trying to do a nice thing, actually create a more hassle for my friends. So I'm blind as a bat. I didn't notice that the transistor was the wrong channel. And so for that reason, now I'm testing. I have a few of these. I know these are all okay because I tested them, but I just I figure I'll share with you the process and how handy this power supplies come in. So this is a 2-channel power supply. This is a 4-channel power supply. This one can give me all the way to 100 volts per channel. That one gives me 30 volts per channel, but more amps, more power. I could daisy chain that to get all the way up to 32 times 4. That's what, 128 volts. Or I could have two 260s in there. Anyway, so in this case, the way this is set up right now, I'm feeding a negative 88 volts and a negative 60 volts because I don't want to fit this into the actual amplifier to actually test it, especially when I have multiple ones to test. So that's what is required in the circuit. That's what it's being. That's how this works. It's actually being fed by both the gate supply and the actual source supply. So it takes that into consideration. This is actually the schematic from the TA-8550, the little Sony, adapted to work with the higher voltages in the TA-8550, the bigger Sony. So with that said, this is the way I have connected this jig right now. It's more or less a bunch of quick, easy mini grabbers. And so we're going to turn this on, this main power supply on. We should see a time delay. We're going to hear a noise because I have the multimeter set up on continuity. So we're going to hear a noise as soon as we're closing the circuit. After that, I will be injecting DC directly into the speaker, where the speaker terminals would be. So that should engage the DC protect circuit, which is also located in this, and it should turn off the sound on that continuity meter right there. And so that will be essentially the sequence on how this would actually work if it was in the amplifier. But again, I'm happy I'm able to do it because I have this multi-channel power supplies with the right voltages. Actually, this thing right here, this is a workhorse that does everything. Like, I could probably somehow be able to do this, probably not just with this one right here, but this test. But anyways, this will cover 99% of your needs for a bench. This thing right here, it's worth its weight in gold. You may have heard me say this before. This right here, it doesn't provide as much power. It's only 2 channels, but it goes to 100 volts per channel. A lot less power, obviously, but it's extremely handy for a lot of my work, especially when we're working on the power amplifiers with high voltage rails or high gate supplies in the case of the v-fet amplifiers, which are 80 some volts, or testing v-fets for that matter at operating parameters. For example, the B1 v-fets, the 2SK77s with this power supply require 90 some volts drain source supply. So this is perfect for those jobs, and also gives me readings into the milliamps. Sorry, not milliamps, microamps, where this one only goes into the milliamps. Anyhow, so there we have it. So now I'm going to be turning this on. We should hear that multimeter right there on the continuity test start beeping. Then we're going to inject DC. We'll see how this progresses. Okay, we saw a few seconds, maybe about 3 seconds of time delay there. So the time delay circuit works. Now we're going to inject the DC. All right, that's it. That took effect. It shut down the circuit, stopped those speakers receiving DC voltage. So it does the DC protect works. Turning this DC off. This should reset the circuit. There you go. So no more DC at the output. The circuit resets itself correctly. And now we're going to turn off the power to it. And there you have it. Yeah, so simply, just with time delay, about 3 seconds. There you go. And now I know that these are okay because I marked them as okay. So now when I'm ready to put them in my amplifier, I don't have to second guess it. Did I do this right or wrong? Do I have a fault there or not? So much easier to test them out of the circuit than finding out after you put all the wires and everything together that something doesn't work, that needs attention. So I can't emphasize how handy this power supplies are. And again, I'm a huge fan of Rohde. As you guys probably have seen my other videos, I'm a huge fan of Rohde and Schwarz. So this are really very, very handy and really usable, really useful pieces of equipment that I couldn't work without. Hope you guys enjoyed the quick video. Talk to you soon. Later, bye.